Well, hello YouTube. Here we are with a little bit of a, well, wire wheeling, painting, kind of making it pretty type of video. Well, of course, here we have some old school furnace type of grates. Of course, once the old furnace was removed, then they were repurposed as cold air returns. Well, of course, over time, as the rooms get painted, they get a buildup of paint because everybody always uses house paint on metal, and you know, they start to flake, you know, and rust, and you know, have you know, other condition problems. Well, of course, I want to you know, sand, wire wheel all these down, get them, you know, don't have to be perfect per se, but they need to be, you know, presentable. I'm not 100% sure, you know, if this little wire wheel is gonna work for what I want, but I'm sure it'll do a half job, and well, away we go. So I'll get wire wheeling, throw you in fast forward mode, and well, I guess we'll see you when she's done. Well guys, there you go. Pretty much got them wire wheeled. They're not a perfect job. It would have been nice to have been able to straighten these, but they're kind of sprung, if you want to say. You know, you straighten one, and the one next to it springs back, and it just creates a whole bag of worms. Pretty much, they're basically, you know, good to go. I'm going to give them a wipe down and clean up the surface. And then we'll probably spray them with a good coat of primer. The primer will adhere, of course, to the bare metal and such, and it doesn't look like there's a lot of layers of paint. They've coated it a couple times with a couple different colors, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of layers of house paint on them. They've been brushed a few times, of course, with like gray or aluminum type of paint. So, like I said, guys, going to give these a wipe down, and then we'll see you over at the painting station. Well, there you go, guys, over here on the painting station. Just got them wiped down with the cleaner, so they're, you know, reasonably cleanish. Of course, you know, going to give her a coat of primer, let her flash, and then this is the paint I'm going to use. They call her cobblestone. I've had this paint for, well, probably close to 4 or 5 years now, and well, it was bought with the intention of putting on, well, these here, you know, cold air returns. Now, of course, I'm not gonna paint on camera because, well, I don't want to ruin the last camera I have. So pretty much, guys, next time you see this, it'll be in a coat of primer. Well, guys, there we go. Pretty much got well, the primer on her. You know, it's not a professional finish or professional coating, but well, it's going to be good enough. We'll let this you know, flash cure dryish. Then what I'm going to do is do the checks around the frame, kind of like where the grate drops into, with the paint. Let that dry, and then drop the grate in there, and then paint the whole thing. Of course, you want to make sure that these louvers or vents are covered in paint good, so when you're looking down at them, you don't see the color that they used to be. So, you know, that's no biggie there. We can cross that one, and then of course let them bake, you know, in the hot sun, and well, then she'll be ready to put on. So I guess we'll see you right back here when she's ready for paint. Well, guys, there we go. Pretty much ended up giving it a good coat of paint without, you know, putting it back together. What I'll probably do is let this pretty much set up and dry, and then see how it looks. I might put it together then, and then give her another coat. Keep in mind also that we got the screws to put in here and paint. If you don't paint the screws, they're not going to look right. You can always put it together and then brush touch the screws for all that matter, because chances are when you run them in with the screwdriver, you're going to chip them, you know, anyways, right? Well, guys, there we go. pretty much, well, the vents are all painted and everything like that. I gave them a good old coat or two of paint, and well, let them dry yesterday. I pulled them inside, of course, at night, and now they're back out to make sure they're good and cured for today. I did run the screws in a bit and then give them a coat so they're all painted. And if they happen to chip while I'm running them in, I can always brush touch and then everything's good. If I was trying to do a perfect job, I would have took sandpaper afterwards and sanded, you know, down a little smoother. But again, where these are going, no one's really going to see them. And if the time comes that I want to rebuild the rooms perfectly, then I can either upgrade to the new ones or wet sand, you know, these ones. But yeah, thanks for coming along on this little journey. And yeah, as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's World. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.